and they start shooting. So if you know of anybody that's on any of those antidepressants, make sure that if they want to get off of them, that they consult somebody that knows what they're doing, and they gradually, very gradually go off of them. Cold turkey is big, big trouble. And that's what happened with most of these kids. Getting back to the CIA and military intelligence, they've got all kinds of people out there. By the way, Timothy McVeigh, that was in this mind control, you might say, cult, was set up to be this so-called patriot with ties to Elohim City West, that was actually set up by the southern part of the law center in Morris D, connections with that group. So that was all totally a setup, and he was supposed to be the fall guy for what happened at Oklahoma City. And of course, if you know anything about what happened there, if you've studied it, you know that the local news film footage shows that one bomb exploded inside the building, took out the front facade and everything, and like half of the building came down. But there were two other unexploded C4 plastic U.S. military grade bombs attached to very strategic support structures in that building. And this is shown on local Oklahoma City news reels. It also shows the bomb squads going in and taking these bombs out of Oklahoma City, showing that that was a total inside job. The only thing that the fertilizer bomb did was act as a distraction to make it look like the fertilizer bomb did the damage. Well, we've got many munitions experts that have testified that it's impossible for a truck full of ammonia nitrate 25 feet away from the building to do much more than bust a few windows. That's all that would have happened. That's all that did happen, according to the Ryder effect. But what really brought the building down were these huge plastic number 4 bombs that were placed inside those. Like I say, you can go to Infowars.com, get 911, The Road to Tyranny. 911, do you have that? Bruce,
what?
Do you have that one? 911, The Road to Tyranny?
Yeah, and I have one just about OKC too.
Great, absolutely. So if you're interested in this, guys, go ahead and pick up a copy or two from Bruce. It will show you actually what happened at Oklahoma City with local news coverage. You did not get that on the national news. That was for a reason. They want to keep you ignorant of what's called false flag terrorism in the country. Anybody who listens or watches the History Channel, you know that Pearl Harbor was known before it happened. That was allowed to happen. In fact, we goaded the Japanese into attacking Pearl Harbor so that we could get into World War II. That was all planned. Same thing with the Gulf of Tonkin incident in Vietnam. The Gulf of Tonkin incident has now been proven. You can see this on the History Channel too. That we were not fired upon, we fired. That was totally opposite of what was covered at the time it happened. Now it's all come out that the Gulf of Tonkin incident was a false flag operation by our government. It goes on and on and on and on. Oklahoma City, same thing. We had BATF members there that morning, ready, waiting to go. We had people flown into Oklahoma City the night before, waiting for something to happen. I wonder what.
Yeah.
The local BATF office at Oklahoma City, at the Murrah building, was paged the night before and the morning not to go into work. And they did not go into work. The BATF was not in their offices.
But the kids were.
But the kids were. Child care, daycare centers were full. Well, like what they like to do is have a nice big body count. If they can't have a big enough body count, well then they substitute kids for it. Because they know Americans hate to see our children messed with. And it worked. The same thing happened with 9/11. Bruce has lots of documentation. I do too. We have huge video libraries of this stuff. Search it out. Go to Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com, WhatReallyHappened.com, etc., and find out for yourselves that 9/11 was indeed an implosion of the Twin Trade Towers, as well as a impact from a type of cruise missile, a bunker buster, in the Pentagon. And then all these things were then blamed on the 19 terrorists wielding rocks.
Headquartered out of a cave.
With a laptop, being able to shut down our entire U.S. military air defenses for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Possible. Unless he had help. Well, it turns out that Osama bin Laden was needed as a scapegoat, and he had very little to do with anything. If you read the book 1984, you'll see the same kind of thing. A guy named Goldstein in that book, who is blamed for all the terrorism that happens. Well, he's just a fictitious person. He's just a fictitious person that the government blames for all the terrorism that they actually create. Why? To create the chaos, to create the confusion, to create the panic, so that they can crack down with totalitarian martial law. There you go. That's what we're looking at in the next few months. We're probably going to see, probably late summer, early fall, this governmental finance crisis will take shape. I have total confidence that it's going to happen, and it's probably going to be cutbacks in governmental checks. And that's going to cause a lot of turmoil in a lot of people across the country. And if they can't get big enough riots, you know what they're going to do? They're going to bring their anarchists out there, their little guys in their black backpacks and black pants and shirts and whatever, run around and cause all kinds of chaos. Bust storefront windows, make fires in trash cans, whatever, on top of cars. Get that on TV. Make sure you get that on TV. Make sure you get real good close-ups, and then present that to the American public and say, folks, I hate to say this, but we need to call out the troops.
Tell them how the Army's ready for us and that we shouldn't agitate.
Yeah, well, absolutely we should not agitate. But that's why we're doing this, is so we can defend ourselves when they do finally come to take our weapons, or make sure that we don't grow a garden. Does anybody know about the legislation that they're trying to introduce in California and different places where if you have a garden, you have to be inspected?
You can have any chickens, any goats.
Yeah, exactly. If you've got a garden, oh, you might be growing marijuana, so we're going to have to come in and inspect you, sir. Sorry. If we find anything, bloodweed or anything like that, nah, sorry. Close down your garden. Oh, you got some chickens? You got some stuff like that? No, they've all got to be RFID. And they all have to also be taxed. Oh, yeah. How could we forget the
chicken
CO2
farts.
tax? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. So, guys, let's wake up. Basically, they're going to be coming for us, and we need to band together. Because, like I said so many times before, if we don't stand together, we are going to hang separately. Tom, you know that very well. Tom's a special guy. All right. Any questions what we've gone through over so far?
What about
Members from Knox County?
Well, let's just ask. Let's see. I don't have any on my list. Anybody here from Knox County? There's one. Did you sign in, sir?
Yeah.
Okay.
About Ontario, I'd like to see anybody that's in the Ontario area.
Okay, so, you know, I was hoping we'd have like 200 or 300 people here today. So what I was going to do at this point was just start the organizational part of the meeting, and if we don't have any other questions, and I was just going to break up everybody into like the Lexington, Ontario area. Lexington, Ontario over here, you know, Gallion, Ashland area, Lucas, Butler, Belleville, you know, just separating those areas. But since we don't really have that many, unfortunately, that showed up, hopefully next time we will have, what we're going to do was we're just going to send down our pads, okay? We're just going to send down our pads and trade info so that everybody has everybody else's phone number, address, email, so that we can contact each other in an emergency. Then later on, when you look at your list, you can find out who's close to you, okay, in your immediate area. You can then get with that guy, with your buddy, and start knocking on doors in your community and say, sir, We got one question survey for you. If the government told you to turn in your firearms, would you? If you get an immediate answer that's no, you got a winner. You can talk to him. If they say, yeah, or I don't own the firearms, I don't like guns, whatever. You can, thanks for your time. Have a nice day. Go to the next house. And if you don't have that many neighbors, go to your town. Go to your nearest town. Start doing a systematic, I keep wanting to say sweep, but a systematic check of different doors, okay?